Hey, good afternoon, my lovely ladies and gentlemen. How are we today? Hyde Park is very busy. I've just seen my gorgeous mate Philip Ray. Actually, I better not say his full name. He's up there. I've just seen him with his band. There's a lot of people up in Hyde Park at the minute, protesting and making a stand. We're going to be talking about a few things today, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to show you some of this. This is live right from Hyde Park, and the police are going around issuing their dispersal notices and fining people. Can you believe that they're fining people? Wicked. Shame on them. Shame on the police. They're like cockroaches nowadays. Or anything for the money. Ooh, give me your coconuts. Let's have it. So the people are up there. People are up in Hyde Park right now. And all the police are just, you've been instructed, go home. You're all prisoners. This ain't a lockdown, it's a lock up. It's a lock up, people. It's a complete lock up. There was some information I was going to bring you guys today. Let me see if I can find it. Some quite interesting information. Let's shut that one down. So yeah, they're up in Hyde Park right now. God bless them all. And the police are just doing what the police do, aren't they? I've just painted some units. I've just painted that. That's ready to go. All the hi-fis and that's got to go back in there. So I'm just plundering away at this office, trying to turn it into a little studio. We're going to be bringing you some great stuff. John Wedge is there, is he, Trev? Oh, go on, Johnny boy. Jamie Bennett. Whether you know or you don't know Jamie Bennett, let's put this up here. What am I playing at? Jamie Bennett's had his profile pulled today, mid-flow, mid-stream, mid-speech. He was in the middle of his speech, ladies and gentlemen, and they took him down. Oh, it's Luciferian, man. We are living in a really Luciferian doctrine right now. And it's, I'm telling you now, this is dangerous time speech, but I just laugh at it all. I laugh at life. You have to, because otherwise it'd probably just like tip you over the edge. Where was it I was trying to find this morning? There's some interesting stuff going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. There really is. Ravinda, she said to me, am I going up there? I haven't been able to get there. Hyde Park's a mission for me to get to. And there's a lot of people there. I'd say there's a good 300-400 people in Hyde Park. Looks like there's more going and going and going. Yeah, there's more turning up. Some of them have got Boris bikes. They got the bendy Boris bikes. You on the app, VK? I am, Trev, but I'm not really doing much with the Russians at the moment. There's too much blonde vagina on there. Did I say that out loud? Excuse me, I think I did. I have trouble getting into it. Not the site. I'm having trouble getting into the site. I wouldn't want to get into none of that. Would you like Russian wife? Yes, we come in 3 different sizes. Yeah, large, medium, and small. And all you have to do is send some lovely money back to our family. I was watching this thing with who was it the other day? Who used to be Baldrick. Actually, if my profile gets taken down again on Facebook, my new profile name is going to be Baldrick. All right. But Baldrick was traveling around thing on his train, and he went and stayed with some people in Russia, and they had their own vodka making machine. How's about that, ladies and gentlemen? He was in a house getting slaughtered, and they was getting slaughtered on freshly produced vodka. They distill their own vodka and they drink it straight away. I'm telling you, it sounds like the place to be right now. Sweden. Oh, that was it. Belgium. Bulgaria. It's either Bulgaria or Belgium. I'm trying to find it. Their people have defied the lockdown rules, and there's massive live RT News Deutsche. Hi, yeah, the Deutsche, we like the German, yeah, you come to Munich, yeah, we have some beer and some sausage, yeah, we're going to go to ice skating, yeah, this is lovely. In Germany right now, thousands are demonstrating against corruption. Look, are you going to be locked down? Are you going to let some government tell you to stay indoors and that you can't go out. Are you gonna allow this? You're gonna allow them to take you? Are you gonna allow them to take freedoms, ladies and gentlemen? Are you going to allow these people to take your freedoms? And that's what they're doing. The Gestapo taking your freedoms. I'm pretty sure back in the old Spanish flu and Black Death, no one was like, probably, oh, it's best to stay indoors. Yeah, all right, yeah, I'll consider that. But no, actually, I want to go out. I'm sure that there was none of this curtailing like there is. Anyway, thousands out in Stuttgart right now. Several thousands of people are demonstrating against on the grounds of Canastara Vassen during a demonstration of cross-thinking initiative for fundamental rights and against the measurements to contain coronavirus. The organisers of the initiative, cross-thinking, have called on 500,000 people to participate. However, the authorities, we went through all these wars years ago to knock all this on the head. Why are we back here? Why are we back here? Why are we back here? Why are we back in you can only go out if you have papers. Show me your papers. And you got the old bill out there and issuing tickets and fines, mate. That's not freedom. Last weekend, a similar demonstration with up to 10,000 participants took part in Baden, Württemberg state capital, where crowds did not comply with the official distancing rules. You should be disobeying all this. That's what civil disobedience is, people, yeah? Civil disobedience is not obeying what the narrative is. And I tell you what, right, COVID-19 is a test run for them. It's a test run to see how much you're going to take of this. So all the time you're out in the streets in Hyde Park, right, with your pots and pans and with your Boris bikes, and you're saying, no, I ain't having none of this, you're sending out a very, very, very clear message. Whoever's in London Park, get photos of this van. There's a van up there right now, a green van. It looks like I've painted it, to be fair. It looks like it's come round here for a Cadbury's purple makeover. And it's got a periscope up and it's taking pictures of everyone. You bet you're going to get a fine in the post. You just know it's coming. You just know it's coming. It's coming in the post. You're going to get that fine. Oh, you were seen up in Hyde Park last night. So, where you peeps, I've got some news for you. The police don't own the streets. The police don't own the parks, right? The Crown don't own the parks. They don't. You own the parks. They're your parks. It's about time you start taking back your inheritance. Are we just going to roll over? Are we just going to take this nonsense, or are we going to start clapping and start getting proactive? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Kevin Green live in Hyde Park there. Go on, Kev. Go on, my son. Kevin Green's out there. Hyde Park, yay, Dave all over. Whoa, thank God. Susie Singer, are you up there? Susie, are you in Hyde Park? Are you? I don't know if Susie's just saying she's watching it. Yeah, I can't get on. Jamie's gone. No, they've got rid of Jamie. Jamie's profile's gone. Yeah, the Facebook, fascist book, whatever you want to call them. I've said to Jamie, look, get over and get your YouTube channel started, son. Because, look, who knows what's going on. Chrissy Morris, my gorgeous mate Chrissy Morris, the COVID-19 death rates without a vaccine is lower than the flu death rate with a vaccine. We'll leave that one. I'm just going to leave that one there. Let's just have a look down and see what's going on. So, look, we're in some times now where people are getting the hump now. They're like, what's going on? Where's all the bodies? Where's all the overflow of bodies? Where's all the funeral vans not been able to get any diesel or petrol to get down to the crematoriums? Why are the crematorium funnels not in overtime? Why are we not seeing black smoke flying everywhere? Where's the bloody bodies, people? That's all I'm saying. No, mate, didn't know. No, I mean, look, listen. When it comes to protesting, it's a nonsensical thing, and I don't suppose this is a protest in Hyde Park. But it is what it is, and if locals can get there and stand up and make a change, that's fantastic. But I'm at a point now. Throw out your dead. Exactly right, Ed. And Eddie, lovely to see you, darling. How are you? Lauren Page, elastic bands on face masks with the face scanners. We got face scanners, people. We got the Gestapo in England set up, scanning our beautiful faces. Our beautiful God-given faces, they're scanning them, and then they send helicopters over your house, and the helicopter might throw down some beads that you can put in your wherever. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep this channel clean. Oh my God, am I trying to keep this clean? Yeah, I am. I'm trying my hardest. I am. My mate Eddie Powell is a counsellor locally. He's a beautiful soul. Is cocaine a bigger killer than a coronavirus? Obviously, cocaine kills over a longer period of time. I don't know what that's all about, but anyway, he's putting that statement out there. Philip Anthony Lee, he's putting out some statements. I'm not going to say where he is right now. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it real. Yeah, we're seeing some really weird stuff going on right now. In fact, oh, here we go. Alan Kerr is live in Hyde Park. Let's have a little check in on Alan. Can you see that? They're up there.
No, you can't win this one. It's all can't win this one. We're all going to get in there. Yeah, just put someone else out walking down here too. Somewhere else.
Fantastic. What I don't think all the busies are out in force here. Someone laid on the floor, surrounded by constables. They must realise they're on the end of a thin wedge here. Oh, I know that face. Ha ha. Please leave the park. We have the authority to tell you to go. Go home. Wherever it is you're going. Go. Leave us. You don't own the parks, constable. We're the Crown. People, you've just forgotten who you are. We are the Crown. When they say the Crown versus whatever, CPS, the CPS, Crown, the Crown Prosecution Service, right? And if ever you get the CPS right to you, let them write back to them and say, I am the Crown. See their reaction. It's quite funny. The CPS, the Crown Prosecution, have said that it is illegal and unlawful to be giving out any form of fines right now because this coronavirus thing is not law, but it is just the wish of a few ministers that are in this parliament thing. That's all. It's not law. So this lockdown is unlawful. It is unlawful and it is actually illegal. Good old Alan. Yes, exactly, Susie. Well, my babe, you know, don't you? The hub is still taking the blue pill. I took the red pill long time ago. We took the red pill. Yeah, so CPS have now said that this coronavirus lockdown is both illegal and unlawful because it is just the people. It's just they're just implementing the will of, and that's all these are. These are the iron rod. These are the iron rod of government. Do you want that? I thought you was a free people. I thought the people of this great country called England were a free people. And they all stand there with their fingers up here, don't they? Look at me, son. Yeah. Do you know why they do that? To hide their man boobs. That's why they're doing it, people. They've too much estrogen. They've got their, look at me. I'm the governor. No, you ain't. You work for us. No social distancing, not wearing masks. There was a woman up there 10 minutes ago. Danny Shine, my old mucker Danny Shine's up there. He's... oh, look at the way they just go through people's bags and that. Oh, man. That Jesus Christ. Have we become in this country? Anyway, they just... This cop was right up in her face. And Danny's gone up and gone, well, hang on, mate. 2 meters? What's that with you? Are you immune from this virus or what's happening? You know? Oh, irony. The national... Yeah, I love the National Health Service. I do. If I have a car crash and I come off, whatever, I want these people in my life. I want them to give me the drugs. I want them to sew me, you know, butt cheeks back on if I rip them off, whatever. I want them to do these things. But we've seen that the NHS have got involved in this, you know, we're greater than thou and you shall worship us. Man boobs, yeah, they got man boobs. That's why they put their hands in their lapels just to pull their tits in. Worship us, worship Baal, clap us every Thursday night, you know, throw out your dead and all that, 8 o'clock on a Thursday night. And they've all just got a 2-year pay freeze. and probably will get a pay cut, because you've all played cards, right? You've got 52 in a deck. You get the jokers, and the system is really the joker in all of this. And you play that game, don't you? You line them all up and you put the one on the top, and then it comes out and you make this triangle, and then all these down at the bottom there seem to be quite solid. And as you come up in this deck of cards and you get to the pinnacle, right at the top there, that little triangle, that all-seeing eye that you look through, it wobbles. And it wobbles. You got to go. You blow on the bottom ones, you won't move them. You blow on that top one. But if you pull one of them bottom cards, the whole thing comes crashing down. And I think the National Health Service and all these others are just starting to realise that, this isn't good. This isn't funny no more. So they're now being subjected to their, that's irony. I think that's quite thingy. So, yeah, John Wedger is live up in Hyde Park. John was a detective on Vice Squad in the Metropolitan Fart Police. And he did his job too good. He did it too well. And there's a lot of people out there saying he's a shill, he's an agent, whatever. We have no proof of that, none at all. And to me, he just seems like an all right kind of geezer out there trying to get the word out, okay? And that's the truth. And when he got sacked from the Met, I think it was Sir Paul Condon, who was the Met man at the time, or whoever it was, but Bernard Hogan Howe, I think it was Hogan Howe that was in charge of the Met at the time, said to him, he said, look, John, we're taking you off Vice. We're going to farm you out somewhere else. All your schooling for your kids is all going to be cushy. You're going to pay your mortgage off. And he went, no, I ain't having none of that. I don't want that. I've uncovered some stuff here that goes deep, and it needs. I'm a detective. I'm supposed to protect the kids and the people. I need to get this out. So they sacked him, tried to ruin him, was living in a car, this, that, the other. And he's still there to tell the tale. And he's there today. God bless him. So he's up there right now. And he's in Hyde Park, ladies and gentlemen. He's having a little bit of a voice up there today. Starbucks are making a thingy. I think Starbucks from today, our stores will be a go-to only. Whether you pop in or drive, we're excited to be serving you again. Can I make a little suggestion? These big corporations are the problem, right? They're the ones why we're so coshed over the head, because the corporations run the world, right? And they've got no feeling, no emotion. They're quite evil things. If you fancy a coffee, how's about you take your own flask? You can make up some lovely coffee at home, get your own little creamer and all that. That's what I do. Or go to a little coffee shop and get yourself a copy in there and start starving these big ones out. Because people, let me tell you something, right? You hold the power and you hold it in your hands, okay? Everything that you do, you have an option. You have a choice, okay? Your choice is, do I pay my council tax or do I not? Do I pay the road tax or do I not? Do I go to Starbucks or do I not? Do I go to a little one and try and keep a little family? Do I keep my village going or go to big shops? You always have that power. And just to prove that, we've had a couple of supermarkets pop up over the years that have given some of the big ones a bit of a kick in the bits. And when they first arrived on this soil from Germany, Aldi's and Lidl's I'm talking about, all the big ones, peasants, no one's going to go there. Right, and this is the power that you have. Aldi's and Lidl slid in under the radar, and now they're a force to be reckoned with. And the big ones, the Tesco's and that, and Sainsbury's, the ones with the thing under the nose, that look down, guess what? They're scurrying. They're absolutely scurrying, because people are going to Aldi's and Lidl's in their droves, people. And you've got all these other little things like BM, all these other little pound shops that started out. It's kicked Sainsbury's and Tesco's, well, they've all had to fall into line. And that's what we need to do. When we hold the power and we start starving the beasts, absolutely right, Susie, bang on, you'll soon see that they'll come begging with a cap. Please, sir, can I have some more? Because at the minute, they've been mugging you. And the thing is, if you don't have the right to say, actually, I don't wish to participate in this road tax exercise, or I don't wish to participate in this council tax exercise, and then they send round these boys and girls to put you in fear and to put you in cuffs and to beat you in your homes, we got a problem, because that's not freedom, people. That's plantation. That's slavery. And we're not slaves. None of us ever will be slaves, right? So we need to start taking back our power, and you have to take power. Be careful if you don't want to participate in a social experiment, and that's all that this is. This system is just a social experiment. That's all. And they are trying to see how far they can get every single day. This is exactly what this lockdown business is. It's to see how far they can go without you lot paying attention and saying, no, we ain't having that. We're going to go to our parks. We're going out on our streets. We're going down to the beaches, right? Beautiful weather just about to come in the next month or two. You telling me that the police are going to try and keep everyone off the beaches, and other people going to stay off the beaches? I don't think so. I guarantee you that when it is 34 degrees and your missus wants to go down and get her frutnies out on the beach down at Margate or Joss Bay or somewhere, Morecambe Bay, wherever, where you don't go winkle picking, she's going to give you such elbow in the ear hole, you're going to go, oh, for God's sake, you know what, it's probably easier to take a beating off the old bill. So let's chance it. They got no chance, mate. Once that weather breaks out there and that vitamin D starts shining down and shining on us like you've got no tomorrow, you're going to see people going out, and they won't be taking no for an answer. And we should tell them what to do. Government should never tell us. Government are there to carry out the wishes and the will of us, the people. Nothing more. Nothing more. They're not there for anything else other than to fulfill our will and our wish. Why? Because we are the sovereigns and we are the crown. People, you have to understand you are the crown. How do you enforce your will and your wish to let them know that you are the crown? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have to pick up the book that's been demonized and you've been turned against, because it is just a book of law. It's all it is. And it's a book that levels the system. All right. Because it's a promise and it was given to you before all this nonsense and that come along. And I've used it and I've seen like, wow, really? Was it that simple? Was it that easy? We'll rise like we will. We've got to. Kerry Roberts, hello, darling. Nice to see you. We need to start again with a blank piece of paper. Amen. Politicians, banksters, corporations and their political instruments, backed up by the cesspit that is the CPS. How much more? Exactly. The CPS ruined one of my good buddies a few years ago, right? There's a long story. I don't want to go right into it right now. But basically, they kicked him out of his house. His daughter accused him of touching her, but she was doing something at school with another girl, and he weren't too happy about it. Anyway, the police got involved, ruined his life. My friend took a load of steroids because he was a bodybuilder, and 2 bottles of vodka, and he jumped in the back of his car to die. But he didn't. He got out of his car and he collapsed in the high street somewhere in Kent, and he was in a coma for 3 months, and now he's on a spare liver. And the night before the court case, the CPS withdrew through lack of evidence. And do you know what? My mate, who had a massive big BMW, massive big 6-bedroom house that he just built, he didn't even get an apology. Not an apology. Not, oh, we've got it wrong. And I said to him, sue them. Take them to the cleaners. But he was too worried at the time because of the effect it had on his health. He didn't have it in him. And that's the gutting part about this, is that they smashed him up and his life and ruined him, and the case didn't even go to court. Because I was due to go the very next day to the court, and he phoned me the night before. I was coming back from Bristol because my in-laws were living down there at the time. And he said to me, it's all done and dusted. I said, well, how can it be? We've not been to court yet. He said, no. He said, I've had an email and a phone call. CPS have withdrawn and pulled out. The police never even apologised. The officers in charge never face any disciplinary action for their failings in their investigative powers and their skills. Not one. They're arrogant, vicious, vile people. And you have to understand that, people, that the people that work in the system are wicked. Okay? That's as far as I'm going to go on that. They are wicked, wicked people. So, for the petty couple who thinks necessary. Hang on, I'm just reading the top thing here. Lisa Buckley, where's she going to? Costa's. Oh, hello. Going to Costa's for a coffee. What a joke. That's some sort of a video. I'm not too sure. We're going to start seeing some things start happening, because if you kind of dot connect and you see what's going on in the world with Trump and draining the swamp and Q, and the fact that people like Jamie now are being silenced, Kate Shermani, she's been silenced. She's now got her YouTube channel up and running as well. God bless Kate and all she does. It's because we're over the target and we're close, because they wouldn't bother otherwise. It's a bit like the Tesco's and the Aldi situation. When Aldi's first turned up in England, Tesco's went, nah, mate, no one's going to go there. Nobody's going to shop. The British people love us too much, right? And that's a false faith and a false belief. Now, completely opposite. I would say Aldi's and Lidl's have the upper hand on Tesco's. And that's exactly what we got to do, all right? And that's what's happening. We slipped in a few years ago under the radar. We were the Aldi's, we were the Lidl's, we were the one with the middle aisle that no one wanted to go down. Now everyone fights over that middle aisle, if you've been down there. Yeah, you can't have that. I'll say that first. That long seed was mine. People are having rows in Aldi because they love it so much. That's what we've become. We've become the alt media. We've become the alt opinions, the alt information. None of what we do is censored. Like the BBC and ITV, they're all censored media outlets. We're not like that. We give it to you every single day, okay? Now, I said the other day, and a world war, the Great War, whatever it is you want to call it, and the plague would only have ever been called these things after the fact, after the event, when everything calmed down and people thought, crikey, that was a bit tasty, that was a bit close, we almost got wiped out there. Yeah, and we record it in history and they call it the Great War. The Great War was never called the Great War at the time that the war was going on. The war was just called the war. So everything happens after the event. So how comes when hardly anyone's died, automatically we're in an epidemic and a pandemic? Where's the proof and evidence? There is none. But the BBC mainstream narrative is just pumping it out. We're in an epidemic. And then they've got everyone scared to leave their homes. Exactly where they want you. And that is the cause. And now we have to unravel that, strip it down, and try and give you some other empowering information so that you don't feel, oh, hello, whoever wins writes the history. Absolutely right, Ed. Absolutely right. Tessa Cohen, low front wheel skin. Yes, exactly. So my mate Danielle Meriti's back on the scene, and I love her. She left 3 years ago on the social media platform because she was getting too much grief. She got married. It feels like the floodgates have opened in terms of my mouth spilling out what my brain is screaming every day like Niagara. It's unstoppable when it comes to my astonishment to urge and to splurt out my internal facepalmness. By 10 a.m. this morning, I was ready to fashion myself into one of those people with a sandwich bowl chatting the end is nigh in a shopping centre. Thankfully, however, I have an apocalyptic rant via the medium of Facebook. So this, stay alert, control the virus, save lives, translates as this. We're the government who lords over you, the great unwashed serfs, are telling you that if we decide to up the R, going for a second wave, you are all finished off what's left of the economy and the elderly population. We can blame you for not looking out for a completely invisible entity that doesn't even exist. And because you didn't control it, You gave your yard time, privileges revoked, and we don't have to take any responsibility for you. It's your fault, not ours. I assume they're banking on the fact that the vast majority couldn't give a monkeys about the homeless people who have suddenly and once again become an irrelevance to the system, and the scheme to house them all in hotels has now quietly been suspended. Maybe they lay the blame solely at the feet because they didn't stay at home. Doubtful though, I'm sure. Their lives clearly don't carry any value to your ever-loving gods in Parliament and big corporations. They must be immune to the invisible mugger devil virus. Bojo's words. So if you're out of the German forthright pan bangers, judging your neighbours for going out, pan bangers, them people that go out banging pans on a Thursday night. Remember, it was your gods who released the homeless, not 90-year-old Doris at number 6. Speaking of the elderly, who apparently are the main reason the world is locked in its homes to protect them because they're so vulnerable and you can't visit them, hug them or be by their side while they're dying, or congregate for their funerals. Bear in mind that the elite gods have decided to royally shaft the ones who survived the DNR orders, isolate and terror, will now have their pensions obliterated in order to pay back their ever elusive 330 billion they've spent on useless hospitals, morgues, advertising, and giving themselves an extra £10,000 each to cover the costs of working from home. Using the excuses that they couldn't possibly go ahead with the plan to freeze the pay of NHS heroes, who's a hero, someone that leaps through hoops of fire, rescues people, protects the kids. That's a hero. People in the NHS that work in the NHS, they do a job. They're not heroes. That's not how you define a hero. Who spent the last 2 months with little to do other than dance on TikTok, because every other poor individual couldn't access vital treatment for all their other conditions that seem to have magically disappeared and ceased to exist since COVID took over the world. How true is that? Clearly now a cure for every other illness known to man, dog, tiger, and remote Amazonian teenage tribe member. So whilst you're hugging Granny for a makeshift plastic wrap shield, you might want to stick a tenner in her pocket to start funding her few years left on this asylum. Otherwise, she'll be freezing and starving come the winter. They don't care about you. They don't care about your children. They don't care about your granny. And they sure as fuck don't care about the decades of poverty, death, and destruction that lies ahead in the name of an exceptionally weird time virus that is seeing the advent of total control, grid surveillance, and servitude. But don't worry. A nice summer holiday that you've worked your butt off all these years will help you to drudgily, you can now do that again. Oh, well. Beautiful, 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 beautiful post there from Daniela Verity. And if you know her, you're more than welcome to jump over to her channel and join her and pay attention. It's beautiful, beautiful to have her back. Wow. Larian Tannister has made a report saying, I've seen a report in another group that David Icke has been arrested. It's suggested that the MSM aren't going to run the story. Does anyone have any answers? I haven't heard that. I've got to be honest with you. I have not heard that Donald Trump has been arrested. Anti-lockdown protesters in central Berlin. That even the German people must be like, we remember the Third Reich. We remember this rise of this, whatever it is, social nationalistic party. And they must be like freaking out thinking, are we going back there again? We're going back for a ding-dong round 2? Is that what's going on in the world? They've got to be. Found this on my windscreen. Clans have been dared to touch the windscreen of my private conveyance. Durham Constabulary message, 15th of the 5th, 2020. This is a pedestrian zone. Remove your vehicle! Exclamation marks. They are the master race. They absolutely are the master race. You will do what we tell you, peasants. Do you understand? No, I don't understand, actually. So, you think you're free. You think you live in a free country. We've all thought this for many, many years. Oh, I'm free to do what I like, when I like, people say. Really? Yeah, I'm free to drive down the road. Righto, okay, you're free to drive down the road until they take the license away. Right, you got a house, yeah. Is that your house? Yeah. You're free to have it until you can't pay the mortgage payments no more. How many of that's affected? Christ knows at the minute. Cool, my word. Council tax. You're free to keep your house and have your house until the council decide because you won't pay their taxes. They want to come and make a claim on it and take it to court and put a charge on it or take it and kick you out. You're all starting to realise now that you're not free, right? Yeah, that's why you're tuning in to people like me and Jamie and all the others. You're tuning in now because you now know that you're not free. And you've seen this. It's right in your face. Yes? You're seeing that. Fantastic. Unbelievable. What country we live in. Now, I'm someone that's pretty much whipped the systems back. But I don't know how I've done it, but I've managed to. Oh, it's kicking off in Hyde Park. All the Rozzers are in there. Oh, my life. They've just knocked someone to the ground, and now there is 6 people on top of them. 6 coppers on top of someone in Hyde Park. Whoosh. Kate Schiamani, and I'm back in the room. And she said, I'm also on VK, BitChute, and Brighteon, whichever that is. I'm not too sure. 17. Well, let's see if we can find some other stuff that's going on today. But yeah, I think I do think we're in some interesting times. I do. I just think that there's going to be some stuff coming over the next month as the socialistic grip gets ever tighter and the temperatures really start warming up. You know, it's like in June when it's red hot, you can't sleep overnight, you've got your windows open, you've got the fans on. Last thing you want to do is to be sat indoors, locked down. Where's the freedom in lockdown, or lock up as I call it? Where's the freedom in it? There is no freedom. You have no freedom. And at least we now see that the NWO is out in full view, right? It's in full view. We can all see what it's up to. So it is what it is. There's a thing called Obamagate. Apparently, Obama. There's a lot of heat going on around Obama right now. You might want to go and check that one out for yourself. And I will head over to VK. That's where you will find now Jamie Bennett. So if you want to go and find Jamie, he is over on VK. He's obviously had enough of Facebook and the long arm of their totalitarianism. And good for him. So, peeps, I love you as always. I shall be a bit later. I'm going to carry on doing a bit of painting and putting a bit of furniture back. Blackpool Beach 10 minutes ago. Looks to be a lot of people out. So I will see you all very, 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 very soon. Take care.